Okay, so the next step was to get the piece on the chuck. So as you see, it's mounted up. I added a second piece of oak up here, so that way I had enough room for making the top, plus making the wooden rim that's going to go around the top side of it here. So the next thing is to start turning. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this down some and probably go ahead and start turning into the plastic here, so that way I can what I'm probably gonna have to do is cut what they call a tenon down on this end out here, so that way I can turn this thing around and chuck it up from the back side. But yeah, that's the objective, so let's get started. Alright, so I've got this shaved down some, so now I'm going to start trying to smoothen out the blank some more along the plastic. So here we go. Alright, so that's what it's doing at the moment. So what I can tell immediately is the blank is slightly shifted to one side. That's the reason that it's cutting this side, but when I spin it over here, there is nothing on this side. So what it's physically doing is shaving down one side, so then it can become completely round, and then that'll give me the ability to shape from there. So guys, this stuff takes a long time. It dulls the bits quite a bit, so I have to sharpen quite a bit. That's why I don't just show y'all everything, because it takes hours and hours and hours of doing this. For me, at least, I've seen some professionals that can cut extremely fast, but I'm not no professional by no means. I just enjoy doing this stuff. So, okay, so what I ended up having to do is I had to put a tenon on the end of this, so that way I could chuck up on it. So this way I could fix the bottom, expose the wood that's here in the bottom piece, and from that point I will spin this thing back around and chuck up on the back of it again, and then cut the top and everything into it. So that's where we're at right now. Alright, so I got the shape that I wanted, and As you can tell now, I've got it chucked up from the back side, and I am cutting the lid down and also getting ready to part the lid off of this, so that way when I get that done I can start working the inside of this thing. So at the moment, that's where we are right now. It takes a lot of work to do this because the resin actually wears the tools down really bad, so it's a constant always sharpening and sharpening. I've got the shape that I wanted. Now I'm cutting the top. Once I get that done, I will start homing the inside out, and then we'll see if I can't make a fennel for the top of it out here in the very top that's made out of matte pencils too. Perfect. Alright, so I'm down to the plastic now. Let me back this off real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna pull a straight cut. Okay, so as y'all see, I now have the tailstock with the bit on it, and I'm going to go ahead and use the bit to home out the rest of it on the inside, and then I will use my tool to straighten it back up where the bit is a little smaller than my inner diameter that I was cutting at, so it's going to leave another lip deeper in there, and I will remove that after I get finished with this. But I wanted to show you guys that I'm going to use my tailstock and a bit, and I'm going to bore it out that way. It'll be a little less work. So here we go. Alright, let's see what we got. Alright, so what it's doing is it's actually making a nipple inside of it here. There should be a screw that goes in the end of this bit, and I've got it out so that way I don't punch about that much more of a hole down inside of it. And what it ends up doing is it cuts and leaves a little nub that's in there, so I have to cut that away. I can't let that build up too much because then it'll completely stop the cut. I may have to do a combination of both. I may have to use my tool and hand cut on it because it's getting pretty warm in there. I don't want to actually burn the plastic because I don't know if I can actually get the burn out of it once it's done like that. So. Alright, so I'm further inside now. close to where I want to stop at. It's getting close. Alright guys, so I'm going to get this finished up on the inside, and I'm going to start sanding everything up and put my finishes on it. And I didn't show yesterday, but I did get the fennel that's going to go on the top of the lid in the pressure pot with the matte pencils and the resin. So it's in the pressure pot drying. I'm hoping it'll be ready here in a couple hours, and then I'll be able to show y'all building the fennel too. Alright guys. Alright, so I've got the machine actually turned around backwards, so that way I can work from the inside pretty easily. What I'm doing right now is I'm sanding out the inside of it. I had to cut it some more. It's got a couple of chips in the bottom of it, and I think there's like one or maybe two in the side wall here, small ones, but they're nothing really major. The outside looks really good, so really when you're just looking at it, you're going to see what's on the outside. But what I'm doing is sanding it down, so I figured I'd show you all a little bit of that. It's kind of time consuming and quite a bit boring, but I'll show you guys how I do it. Really what it's trying to do is remove the, when you cut the matte pencils, it leaves smearing from the matte pencils on the actual wooden part of the pencil. So you have to go through steps of stepping up the sandpaper up to 1500 to 2000 grit in order to get past all that to where you don't really see the smear marks. Well, they pretty much go away and sand them out. But, so that's what I'm attempting to do right now, is sand out where the actual matte pencil is smeared. I did run into a mistake. I used my tool, as y'all seen in the previous sections of the video, where I was boring out the inside of it, and as I got deeper into it, I started to realize that the back side of the piece back here looked as if I may actually meet that area which would separate the piece from the bottom part of the wood for your base. So I had no choice but to stop on going down any further, so that way I didn't do something dumb and actually disconnect the base piece and send this whole piece flying in here in the shop. So, good thing I was paying attention to that, because if I wasn't and I was just trying to wring that thing out as fast as possible, I possibly could have messed up and cut that thing loose. I used an adhesive to put it to the wood called Rapid Fuse, and when that gets really hot, it wants to turn into a goo and release. So that's the other thing. That tool got really hot. The bit on my tailstock was really hot. So when I actually pulled that thing out and touched the bottom of the piece in there, it kind of felt like rubber, because it was softening up the actual plastic and making it soft again. So I had to wait. I had to stop, wait, let the piece cool down, plus the tool to cool down. So that's what I say. It takes a long time for me to build something like this, because I have to take it slow. Alright guys, I'm not going to bore y'all anymore with the sanding. Okay, so I got the block that I'm going to use to make the finial. I think they call it a finial, is what it's called. Finial, something like that. But I'm going to use this to make the top piece that's going to go in the center here. So as you see, this is the bowl done. And like I say, me and Sarah was talking about it last night. It's not a perfect drawing, but I think I may attempt something similar to that. It'll kind of look like a candy wrapper. I don't know though. It really depends on how this stuff is going to cut. And really the shape is all going to be determined on how I start to cut here. So guys, this is going to take me not too long, but a little bit to cut this. Alright, so I figured I would show you guys what I talked about earlier in my video about doing all the sanding. If you look how it's smearing the black up and across the rest of the wood and also smearing it into the plastic. So that's one of the things that I have to sand out when it comes time to get the finished product. But I just figured I'd show you guys what it was I was talking about earlier. It's actually the smearing of the matte pencil itself. And that's done with the really sharp cut. Well, not really sharp. It was kind of a rough cut is what it would be. Because if I did it really sharp, it would actually remove all that and make it nice and clean looking. So alright guys, I'm going to continue cutting. Alright guys, so there it is, all completed. I went ahead and adhered this one to the bottom so it doesn't have a screw or anything in it, but it is surely secured to the top. So well guys, I really appreciate y'all watching my video, and I had fun making this thing.